Hi guys, it's Monique from earlylearningmom.com. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you saw yesterday's video, it was a little bit on the long side and I apologize for that. I did not mean to make it so long, but we just had so much going on and I wanted to share it all. So if you made it through the whole video, congratulations and thank you very much. Today I'm going to be talking about our Wednesday visit. So we had our appointments on Monday, we had Tuesday off, and then on Wednesday we had our cognitive appointment with Spencer, and we had our respiratory programs with Marlena, and yeah, they went really well and I'm really happy with how they went. I'll start with masking because it was probably the easiest one to go through, but the most important. So we were told that masking takes precedence over everything. If we are not getting time to get our masking in, we're supposed to call our staff coach and they will actually decrease the other programs because masking is number one for Z. And I was a bit confused about this because I mean, this kid can run and run and run. He can, there's so many things, like he has so much endurance. He doesn't strike me as somebody that has trouble breathing. Now, his problem is, the way they explained it to me, is he's in hyperdrive all the time. So he is go, go, go. So he is not taking those big, deep breaths that his body needs and to slow down and to calm down. So that's why masking is really important to him. It's also important because it helps open up the blood vessels. It helps grow the chest. There's so many benefits to masking, and so basically we demonstrated, we used our masks and we showed the staff how it looks, and Z needs to be moved up to the large size, which is kind of crummy because I have a stockpile of the small, but I'll figure out what to do with those. So basically we'll be ordering some large masks. For now, he can still use the small ones. We just can't do as much with it. So we're supposed to, you know, hold it for a certain amount of seconds and build our way up. And we cannot pass 20 seconds with those masks. They're just not big enough. So I emailed Emma and we're going to be ordering the large ones. And for now we'll use the small. And so that went really well. We can just, you know, that's our number one priority, is getting those 50 masks a day done. I'll go into more of the details of all of the programs when I actually sit down and process it. This is just kind of like getting out how our appointment went, and I will do a video once I have our schedule put together. I know that's a big thing with families that are on the Doman program, is how do you program all this in? And the staff are really good about making sure that they're not giving you too much, but that they're giving you enough. So that is how that appointment went. And first thing in the morning, we met with Spencer for our cognitive appointment, and we went over some of our goals for Z, and we talked about a few things. One was his reading program, and I had said the other day we were going to be getting away from single word cards. It was kind of true and kind of not. We are not using single word cards to teach reading per se, but we are going to be using them. Just the actually just went to the dollar store just to grab, oh, I'm blocking, sorry. Went to the dollar store just to get some of these index cards. They're the slightly larger index cards, and we're going to be using those a bit. One reason will be for our vocabulary words. So when we are doing our homemade books, we're supposed to pick 5 words out of the book and show Z those as if they were reading cards. And it is more to trigger kind of a speed reading response. I don't have to find new words to introduce to him. It's just words that are going to be in the story, just to present them, so it's more speed reading. We have a new way to run through our homemade books. We're going to be pulling 2 books a week out of retirement and re-showing them. Zakari loves his homemade books and his old material, so that is rewarding to him, and it's just to have him reading on his own. We're also going to be making 2 new books, most likely non-fiction and most likely based on what he's learning that week for homeschool. So we'll be doing that, and then at the end of the week we're going to be playing games with the vocabulary words. When I'm presenting the vocabulary, boy, that truck is loud truck going by. When I present the vocabulary words, I'm going to be giving a very short definition. So if the word is intelligent, I'll say intelligent, that means smart. Gorgeous, that means beautiful. Let's see here, there we go. My battery apparently is dying. So we will be doing that with those words, and then at the end of the week we're going to be kind of playing games with those words and seeing if he can answer questions. So finding the word itself to make sure he knows what the word is, and also going through and saying, working on those definitions and those comprehension questions. So if there's a bunch of words out and I tell him which word means smart, he would pick intelligent. So it's just some comprehension games, and we'll adjust it as he needs. We're going to test it out and see how it goes. So that was something I really should bring my notes when I do these videos, but once I have the whole schedule together, you'll see it all. So that is reading. Then we are doing math, and I was actually, when I was at the dollar store, I thought I could get bingo chips, not bingo chips, poker chips there. If not, I'm gonna have to, I couldn't, so I'm going to hit up a Dollarama, see if they have them there. If they don't, I'll have to run into Walmart or something and get some cheap poker chips. And what we're gonna do is we're going to be really focusing on quantity, because Spencer explained to me that the kids that do the best or are the most ahead in math, they are competent in math, have their foundation solid. So they will have understanding quantity. So we're going to be showing him poker chips, all of the same color, and saying, this is Zakari, this is 3, and having 3 of them and pulling them away. Okay, this is 7, and then pulling them away. And eventually, after presenting those for a week or 2, then we're going to be putting them out and saying, how many is this? And trying to get them to respond really quickly, just for the first 10, just to understand number to quantity. And then afterwards, once he has those quantities down, we're going to start using those index cards that I showed you earlier and making little addition questions. 1 + 1 equals on one side, and then the answer 2 on the other side. And he'll have 5 that he has to memorize, and then we kind of retire those and we put in 5 more, reviewing the ones that he's already learned so they stay in memorization. And so we're going to work through. I have to report back on how long it takes for him to learn those equations and kind of figure out where to go from there. So math is a very like I have to report back basically, and we decide how math is going to go from there, and sort through that. Once he starts having some double digits in there, then we can start throwing in some subtraction, but we're not there obviously yet. So so that is math. And then we have some social programs, and I was really excited about these social programs. One is a program where we make a homemade book about like a conversation, like dialogue between him and myself, and kind of like a play. And then I would present it to him a few times, and then he would start reading his lines after it's been presented to him those few times. And we continue to, and then the hopes is by the end of the week we can kind of do those conversations without the book. So we're just teaching him dialogue back and forth, which I thought was really interesting and I think will be beneficial. Another program that we're doing is kind of doing voice messaging with other adults, just to have conversation, so that way we don't have to, we go back and forth, and that way he has time to respond. So it's not like an adult asks him a question, is sitting there staring at him. He receives the message, and then he has time to think about an answer, and I have time to coach him through an answer, and then he records his own answer. So it's a way to have safe conversation without feeling intimidated or threatened or embarrassed. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be doing poem memorization using homemade books. Poems are songs. So that one was really fun too. And we're going to also be doing ease listening therapy. And it's an app with some headphones that I have already, that he is going to be listening to certain sounds, and it has kind of irregular tones in it, and it's to train the brain to tune that out. And it's supposed to help kids be able to focus more on what's going on in their environment and learn to tune things out. I mean, I could have a conversation with somebody in a loud, crowded room, and for the most part, as long as I can hear the other person, I can tune out the rest. So that's the ultimate goal. What else did we talk about? There was so much information. It was awesome. It's a lot, but it's not too much. Oh, something that we have the opportunity to throw in probably in month 3 are the Doman cards, which is from the book How to Teach Your Baby Encyclopedic Knowledge. So Doman cards are kind of like bits, another name for bits. So we will start introducing that in, and basing it on his homeschool. So whatever he's learning in science and history, we can try to throw in. And what else was there? There was one other program that we were going to do. That may be it. But like I said, this is just like a quick summary of like how our appointment went. We had to split it up because we spent 1 hour doing the cognitive, and then it was time for respiratory, so we had to do the respiratory program, and then we bounced back to the cognitive. I didn't really have a time to sit down and really think about it, because I got a message from Wes at camp that he wasn't feeling well. He had a migraine and he was an hour away. And so I had to finish up as soon as I finished up our appointment, I had to jump in the car and drove out there, and luckily they had let him lay down and he had a nap. So by the time I got there, he was feeling better, and I could tell he was really disappointed that he was going to have to go home. And so I gave him some Advil, and I had him drink some water, and told him to eat his lunch, and asked him if he really wanted to go home or if he wanted to wait and spend the rest of the day there, and he felt up to spending the rest of the day. So we landed up, so I drove back, and I also went and picked up some more books, because, I can't have enough books. Okay, apparently I had a phone call. So I will do a little mini haul and share those books with you, but it was a really good deal. So that was a little bit out of town, not too far. So I went the other direction, picked up the books, came home, and Zia and I spent some time playing outside and tidying up, and yeah. Oh, I remember the other thing we talked about. We also talked about the code of conduct. So we're going to be implementing a discipline program for Z. My big kids, they follow rules and they listen, and we don't really have trouble with that. But with my youngest, with Sakari, we've kind of, because of his special needs and his hyperactivity and stuff, we have kind of been soft on him. And so we are going to start implementing rules, family rules that everybody will follow. They'll be posted. We'll start with one rule. The goal is to get up to 5 or 6 by our 6-month assessment. So at that point, what we'll end up doing is, once we present this to him, we're going to post it, what the rule is and what the consequence is. Everybody is going to follow suit. So our first rule that we're going to be working on is climbing on furniture and ledges in the house. And we'll be following through with that. So that was another program that, I mean, it seems like common sense, but when it's laid out in a program and you know it's part of your Doman program, you're more likely to stick to it. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to get this all sorted out and organized. Part of me just wants to like start everything. Let's start it all now. But that's not in anybody's best interest because I won't be prepared. I'll be flustered. So I am probably going to start masking sooner than later because we don't have to do that many masks right now and it's only 20 seconds. So I think I can continue doing that during our little mini trip to the States. So anyhow, that is our programs or our meeting. I probably missed a bunch of information about different programs, but like I said, you get the gist that, we were treated amazing. We were by all the staff, and we have open communication with them. They give us their contacts through the WhatsApp app, through Facebook Messenger, text message, whatever mode of communication you want to use, and they make themselves very available, and so I'm quite impressed, and I really like the personal touch to all of this, that the staff are there to help you, and it's not stuffy, it's not overly formal, but it's very professional. So anyhow, that is my opinion of day 2 of our advanced consultation. We are going to be having 2 more meetings. We're going to be doing nutrition, and we're going to be doing the physical program on Friday. So my schedule got turned around a little bit. So I had double appointments today, and I will have double appointments on Friday, which works out well for me. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions at all, be sure to leave a comment in the comment below, or a question there, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.